Hello, I'm Emma Radmore and I'm the practice development lawyer in the financial institutions sector at Womble Bond Dickinson. And today I'm going to talk to you about what's going on in the sector in terms of some government initiatives to encourage growth and competitiveness. And I'm going to focus on the so-called Leeds reforms, which were announced last year. So, by way of an agenda for the next 30 minutes or so, I'm going to recap where we started with on these initiatives, and that is with the government's financial services growth and competitiveness strategy. And then I'm going to move on to focus on what the Leeds reform package actually includes. And as you'll see as we go through, it's quite extensive. So my plan then is to have a look at some of the key measures. We'll talk about some that have already happened with the planned reforms already being enforced. We'll talk about some which are underway. We'll talk about some which are planned for development later this year. And then we'll just finish it all off with a little recap of where we are with some of the main proposed changes. So, for a bit of background, we'll go back to November 2024. And at that point, the government published a call for evidence that it said was going to inform its 10-year plan that would enable the UK to retake its place as the global location of choice for financial institutions to invest, to innovate, to grow, and to sell their services. So we come to the 15th of July 2025, and that, without a doubt, brought the most financial markets related publications in any single day that year, and quite possibly the most in many years prior to that. And this was because the government published the final outcome of the consultation on the plan and a lot more in what we are now calling the Leeds reforms. And this, in fact, followed on from the previous government's pretty bold programme of what was called the Edinburgh reforms. And these were announced at the back end of 2022. And what the present government has done in the Leeds reforms is taken some of the unfinished business from 2022 and some of the initiatives announced in the Chancellor's Mansion House speech from late 2024, and put those all together, and in fact also add some new initiatives, all in the name of stimulating growth and competitiveness within the sector. So the plans are extremely wide-ranging, and as I said, they are currently at various stages of progress. So, the 10-year financial services growth and competitiveness strategy. Now, the Chancellor emphasised in her Mansion House speech that she delivered when she launched the reforms on the 15th of July last year. And this now carries forward the common message of we are regulating not just for risk, but also for growth.